Good evening, Mr. Donatello.
Every picture tells a story. The photos you'll see in this collection are no different. These snapshots of life may be fun to look at, but the real thrill comes from the backstories of each photo and the tantalizing tidbits they reveal. Get ready, because today we're about to uncover the top 100 eerie celebrity photos, not meant for the public. And trust me, they are shocking.
Hi, Brad. You know how cute I always thought you were.
Number 100. Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield, 1960. This iconic photo from 1960 features Sophia Loren and Jane Mansfield, and is one of those images that's impossible to forget. Legend has it that this moment captured Sophia Loren trying to keep her composure as Jane Mansfield's low-cut dress stole the show. But the real story is a bit less dramatic. In 1957, Hollywood welcomed Sophia Loren with a grand party, and Jane Mansfield attended to garner some media attention. Loren later revealed that Mansfield posed for photographers at her table. Back then, grabbing headlines was all part of the Hollywood game. Number 99. An underage Phoebe Cates. Let's talk about that unforgettable moment from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know the one where Phoebe Cates emerges from the pool in a bikini. For many teenagers, that scene was a life-changing experience. Surprisingly, Phoebe Cates was only 17 at the time. However, she wasn't worried about the scene's reception. She said she found it funny and wasn't shy about her work, unlike some other actresses. It's safe to say that scene became legendary. Number 98. Actress and model Michelle Carey in the 1960s. Here we have stunning Michelle Carey, a true sensation of the 1960s. She's best known for her role in the 1966 film El Dorado alongside John Wayne and Robert Mitchum. Michelle also graced the screens of TV shows like The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mission Impossible, and The Wild Wild West. But let's not forget her appearance in the 1965 classic, How to Stuff a Wild Bikini. Number 97. Anne Margaret casts off symbols of female oppression, like the bra. Anne Margaret was a sultry star who refused to downplay her sexuality during the 1960s. This era was all about women breaking free from societal norms, including ditching bras. Anne Margaret embodied this change. She didn't take roles that portrayed her as a damsel in distress or a femme fatale. Instead, she portrayed a modern, powerful woman. In many ways, Anne Margaret laid the foundation for future independent sex symbols in Hollywood. Number 96. Too hot for the wholesome lead, Anne Margaret was the bad girl in State Fair. In 1961, Anne Margaret signed a 7-year contract with 20th Century Fox and was cast in the Rodgers and Hammerstein musical State Fair. However, her undeniable sex appeal made her an unconventional choice for the wholesome lead. Instead, she portrayed Emily, the naughty, worldly girl. Anne Margaret's career continued to shine in musicals like Bye Bye Birdie, 1963, Viva Las Vegas, 1964, in which she appeared with Elvis, and the rock opera Tommy, 1975.
The bottom they've got, you could cut with a knife.
Number 95. Linda Carter's big screen debut was in Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. While Linda Carter is best known for her portrayal of Wonder Woman on TV, her first movie role was quite different. In 1976, she made her big screen debut in the crime drama Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. Here she played an up-and-coming country singer named Bobby Joe Baker, a far cry from her iconic Wonder Woman character. Number 94. Samantha Fox and Lemmy Kilmister in the Studio, 1980s. Lemmy from Motorhead and Samantha Fox might seem like an unlikely pair, but they were friends. Samantha Fox, known for her topless appearances in The Sun, met Lemmy when she was just 17 years old. They even collaborated on a song called Beauty and the Beast. Unfortunately, it was never released. Number 93. The sexy Sophia Loren in the 1950s. A true Hollywood icon, Loren graced the silver screen with her unmatched beauty and talent. Number 92. Perky Barbara Ralphs was as hot as the hot rods on the racetrack. Racing photographer Tom West couldn't resist capturing the stunning Barbara Ralphs, a braless trophy girl of the drag racing circuit. In the end, he took hundreds of photographs of her. His photos of her were published in racing magazines across the country, adding to her fame. Number 91. Bernadette Peters didn't make a splash as a movie star until 1976 in Mel Brooks's silent movie. Before becoming a household name on Broadway and later for her role on television's Wonder Woman, Bernadette Peters made her cinematic debut in Mel Brooks's silent movie in 1976. She quickly transitioned from stage to screen, earning herself a Golden Globe nomination for her very first film. Number 90. Linda Carter took on the competition during Battle of the Network Stars. Linda Carter, famously known for her role as Wonder Woman, made appearances on all three major TV networks during the 1970s. She represented Team ABC in the Battle of the Network Stars, a televised competition where ABC, CBS, and NBC stars competed in athletic challenges. Number 89. Mata Hari, exotic beauty, courtesan, spy, and mom? Mata Hari, the exotic beauty and infamous spy executed during World War I, had a lesser-known role as mother. At the age of 18, she answered a newspaper ad from a Dutch army captain and married him. They had 2 children, Louise Jean and Norman John. Tragically, her son did not survive, but Louise Jean did. Mata Hari's tumultuous marriage eventually led to her separation from her daughter. Number 88. Debbie Harry dog dance performing at the Whiskey A Go-Go in LA, 1977. In 1977, Blondie performed at the Whiskey A Go-Go in LA, marking their first gig in Los Angeles. The opening act for the night was Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Debbie Harry, the band's iconic lead singer, made a memorable entrance, starting her performance in a Humphrey Bogart beige trench coat and eventually revealing a tiny black dress and thigh-high black leather boots.
We live in overstimulated times. We crave stimulation for its own sake. We gorge ourselves on it. We always want more, whether it's tactile, emotional, or sexual. And I think that's bad.
Number 87. Sexy Linda Vaughn, Atlanta International Speedway's Queen of Speed. In the early 1960s, Linda Vaughn was crowned Miss Queen of Speed at the Atlanta International Raceway when she was just 18 years old. This title marked the beginning of her journey as the First Lady of Motorsports. Linda, among other young women, was brought into the racing scene in the 60s and 70s. She remained an ambassador for motorsports and was inducted into the Motorsports Hall of Fame in 2019. Number 86. Tanya Roberts' role in Beastmaster showed off a lot of things, but not her acting chops. Tanya Roberts, known for her role on Charlie's Angels, was brought in to boost the show's ratings. While the show didn't fare well, her career took off, leading her to become a Bond girl in A View to a Kill in 1985. Number 85. Elvis drumming it up at a party, 1950s. This cool photo captures a young Elvis Presley playing the bongos at a party. In the recording studio, Elvis's drummer, DJ Fontana, set the beat for his rock and roll hits. Elvis made his mark in music in 1954 and became an international sensation in 1956 with his first #1 hit, Heartbreak Hotel. He later served as a GI in the military from 1957 to 1960. Number 84. Anne Margaret in all her glory. Anne Margaret, often referred to as the female Elvis, transitioned from being a celebrated Hollywood movie star to earning an Academy Award nomination for her role in Mike Nichols' Carnal Knowledge in 1971. She also lent her voice to the animated TV show The Flintstones. Number 83. Brigitte Bardot, photographed by Peter Bosch in 1957. This stunning photo captures the timeless beauty of Brigitte Bardot in 1957. It was taken by Peter Bosch, a German glamour photographer known for his work in magazines like Life, Look, and Playboy. Number 82. Linda Carter and Lonnie Anderson in a promo for the TV series Partners in Crime, 1984. Partners in Crime ran for one season on NBC in 1984. The show's premise centered on two women, played by Linda Carter and Lonnie Anderson, who run a detective agency after sharing an ex-husband. Despite its intriguing premise and talented leads, the show was canceled after just 13 episodes. Number 81. Sandy Duncan posing for the camera and ready to dance, 1970s. Sandy Duncan was a multi-talented performer known for her singing, dancing, comedy, and acting. She gained fame for her role in the Broadway revival of Peter Pan and for starring on the sitcom The Hogan Family. That show underwent a significant rebranding after replacing Valerie Harper with Duncan.
Hey, baby. You busy Saturday night?
Number 80. Sexy Susan Sarandon never shied away from controversial roles. Susan Sarandon's diverse on-screen roles have covered a wide spectrum. In the 1978 film Pretty Baby, she portrayed a New Orleans prostitute who auctions off her 12-year-old daughter's virginity, played by 11-year-old Brooke Shields. This controversial role was just one in a series of unconventional characters Sarandon took on throughout her career. Number 79. Kurt Russell was getting his flirt on with Mary Kay Place in Captain Ron. In the 1992 adventure comedy Captain Ron, Kurt Russell played a quirky Caribbean boat captain, while Mary Kay Place portrayed a wife with a particular interest in charismatic sea captains. This offbeat film paired Russell with comedian Martin Short. Number 78. Tina Turner, who was the queen of rock and roll, maintained a powerhouse career since her debut in 1958. Her hits, including Proud Mary, River Deep, Mountain High, and What's Love Got to Do with It, spanned decades and established her as an iconic figure in music. Remarkably, Tina Turner's legs were once insured for a staggering $3.2 million. Number 77. A disfiguring childhood accident led Cassandra Peterson to become Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Cassandra Peterson, the actress behind Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, didn't always feel beautiful. As a toddler, she suffered third-degree burns over 35% of her body from a pot of boiling water. Subsequent bullying during her school years left her feeling withdrawn. However, her cousin introduced her to horror movies, sparking her lifelong love for the genre. Number 76. Raquel Welch wears Stars and Stripes in 1970. It's impossible not to chant USA, USA when you see Raquel Welch wearing a red, white, and blue bikini. Raquel Welch, born in Chicago to a Bolivian father, became a renowned figure in Hollywood. Her career featured notable roles in movies like Fantastic Voyage, 1 Million Years BC, Bedazzled, Bandolero, and Myra Breckenridge. Recognized as one of the sexiest stars of the 20th century by Playboy. Number 75. Vintage 4th of July pinup. This playful image features Carol Wells straddling a long rocket in a patriotic display. Wells was known for her appearances on numerous TV shows, including Father Knows Best, Maverick, Leave It to Beaver, and many others. Number 74. Marilyn Munster number 2, Pat Priest. Pat Priest, the second actress to play Marilyn Munster on the 1960s TV show The Munsters, stepped into the role after Beverly Owen's departure. Despite initial intimidation from co-star Yvonne DiCarlo, Priest adapted to her role and enjoyed a successful stint as Marilyn Munster. Number 73. Oh, my nose! How Maureen McCormick's in-real-life accident led to the Brady Bunch episode. The iconic Brady Bunch episode, where Marcia breaks her nose during a football mishap, was inspired by Maureen McCormick's real-life accident. Rather than a football, it was a car accident that caused McCormick's broken nose. The episode was filmed while her nose was still swollen.
24, 32, set, hike.
Number 72. Like mother, like son. A young Elvis Presley with his mother Gladys. Elvis shared an incredibly close bond with his mother Gladys. His parents were devastated when Elvis's twin, Jesse Garon, was stillborn, leaving Elvis as the sole survivor. Gladys believed that her son carried the strength of his twin, which she thought made him special. Number 71. Cher was only 16 years old when she met 28-year-old Sonny Bono. At the time of this photo, Cher, then known as Sherilyn Sarkeesian, was a teenage high school dropout on the path to stardom. She met 28-year-old Sonny Bono, an assistant music producer, and their collaboration as Sonny and Cher led to the iconic hit, I Got You Babe, in 1965. Number 70. Teenage Ivanka Trump. Future model, businesswoman, entrepreneur, political advisor, wife, and mother. A young Ivanka Trump, pictured here with her father Donald, began her journey to becoming a multifaceted figure in the public eye during her high school years. Her modeling career took off, but she also pursued higher education, earning her degree from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Number 69. Diana was the people's princess and the queen of people's hearts. Princess Diana, often referred to as the People's Princess, used her celebrity to raise awareness for numerous charitable causes. She championed issues like landmines in Angola, mental health, domestic violence, and AIDS. Her compassionate and groundbreaking work left an indelible mark, and she remains beloved as the Queen of Hearts. Number 68. This photo was taken just moments before convicted politician Bud Dwyer's very public suicide. The tragic and shocking public suicide of Pennsylvania politician R. Bud Dwyer in 1987 left a profound impact on media ethics and coverage. Dwyer's suicide occurred on the day before his sentencing for corruption charges. The graphic details of the event led to a debate among television stations about how much violence should be shown on news broadcasts. Number 67. Queen of the Jungle, the racetrack. Jungle Pam Hardy still wows fans today. In the early 70s, Jungle Pam Hardy was a sensation in the world of drag racing. Her showmanship alongside Jungle Jim Lieberman's race car drew attention and excitement to the sport. After rule changes in the racing series, she transitioned from the racetrack, but continued to engage with motorsports fans, making appearances and signing autographs. Number 66. Jamie Lee Curtis with her famous mom, Janet Leigh, a legend of Hollywood's golden era. Actress Jamie Lee Curtis comes from a lineage of Hollywood legends. Her mother, Janet Leigh, and her father, Tony Curtis, formed one of Hollywood's most iconic couples, despite their ups and downs. Number 65. Phoebe Cates and the cast of Private School made your high school days seem boring. The 1983 teen comedy Private School, starring Phoebe Cates and an ensemble cast, aimed to capture the youthful energy of high school life. The film explored the antics and romantic pursuits of students in an exclusive all-girls school. Number 64. For Linda Carter, there was life after Wonder Woman, but it took a while. Linda Carter, renowned as TV's Wonder Woman, faced the challenge of transitioning to new roles after the iconic series ended. While she appeared on various television shows and even starred in Partners in Crime with Lonnie Anderson, her post-Wonder Woman career had its share of ups and downs. Number 63. Sexy and tough, Pam Grier made a name for herself in 1970s blaxploitation films. Pam Grier gained prominence as the star of Foxy Brown and other blaxploitation films of the 1970s. Her powerful performances and trailblazing roles made her cinema's first female action star. Number 62. Pretty in Pink. Chris Noel went from pinup model to the voice of Vietnam. Chris Noel's career spanned from pinup modeling and beach party movies in the 60s to becoming the voice of Vietnam on Armed Forces radio and television during her 4 tours of Vietnam. Number 61. Pam Grier's childhood was free of the racism she later encountered in the 1960s United States. Pam Grier's upbringing as the daughter of a U.S. Air Force sergeant allowed her to experience an open and non-discriminatory environment in England during the 1950s. However, upon returning to the U.S., she confronted the harsh realities of segregation and racism. Number 60. Claudia Lanier was the inspiration for the Rolling Stones song Brown Sugar and David Bowie's Lady Grinning Soul. Claudia Lanier, a backup singer for various legendary artists, was an influential muse in the world of rock music. Her connections to Mick Jagger and David Bowie inspired iconic songs like Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones and Lady Grinning Soul by Bowie. Number 59. A Scandinavian stewardess examines a new uniform proposal for Scandinavian Airlines in 1958. Strangely enough, it wasn't approved. In the early days of air travel, airlines often hired flight attendants based on their appearances. This photo captures an intriguing moment when a Scandinavian stewardess inspects a proposed uniform for Scandinavian Airlines in 1958. Surprisingly, this design was not approved. Number 58. Emily Banks was Yeoman Tonia Barrows on Star Trek in 1966. Emily Banks portrayed Yeoman Tonia Barrows in an episode of the original Star Trek series titled Shore Leave. The episode explored fantastical experiences on a mysterious planet, and Banks's character was involved in one of these fantasies, intertwined with Dr. McCoy's. Number 57. Sissy Spacek posing for a poster in the 1970s. Before her breakout role in Carrie, 1976, Sissy Spacek pursued singing and modeling in the early 1970s. Her transformation for the film, including her portrayal of the shy yet telekinetic protagonist, led to critical acclaim and an Academy Award nomination. Number 56. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, learned that it can be difficult to work with animals. Cassandra Peterson, known for her iconic role as Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, had to work with a challenging canine co-star named Gonk in the 1988 comedy horror movie. Peterson's dedication to animal welfare led to unique challenges, including using vegetable-based dye to color the dog's fur daily. Number 55. Pre-Wonder Woman, a 20-year-old bikini-clad Linda Carter relaxes poolside. Circa 1971 or 1972. Before becoming Wonder Woman, Linda Carter pursued a career in singing and joined a band in high school. She also performed at local venues in Arizona. This photo captures her at age 20. Number 54. Linda Gray's Sue Ellen Ewing was originally a minor role on TV's Dallas. Linda Gray's character Sue Ellen on the TV series Dallas was initially intended as a guest role. However, her compelling portrayal as the complex wife of JR resonated with fans, leading to her character's expansion into a central role on the show. Number 53. Barbara Klein, aka Barbie Benton, 1970. Barbie Benton, born Barbara Klein, gained fame as a Playboy model and later as a co-host on Playboy After Dark. She also appeared in Playboy magazine and had a role on the comedy series Hee Haw. Number 52. Princess Diana's bodyguard, Trevor Reese-Jones, was the only survivor of the car accident that claimed her life. This poignant photo captures the occupants of the car involved in the tragic accident that took Princess Diana's life in 1997. Trevor Reese-Jones, Diana's bodyguard, was the sole survivor thanks to his wearing a seatbelt. Number 51. Mick Jagger swaps his tight jeans for a frock and heavy makeup in a photograph taken with ex-wife Jerry Hall, 1996. Mick Jagger, known for pushing boundaries, posed for a provocative photo with his ex-wife Jerry Hall in 1996. The gender-bending image challenges traditional gender stereotypes. Number 50. Charlton Heston and Linda Harrison in Planet of the Apes. In the 1968 classic Planet of the Apes, Linda Harrison played the role of Nova, a character who was mute and had no lines. Linda had to convey her thoughts and emotions solely through body language and facial expressions. While she became an iconic part of the film, it's interesting to note that other actresses like Ursula Andress, Raquel Welch, and Angelique Pettyjohn were considered for the role of Nova before Harrison secured it. Number 49. Ally McGraw traveled to Jamaica to visit her lover Steve McQueen on the set of Papillon in 1973. Actress Ally McGraw's love story with Steve McQueen captured public attention when they began their relationship during the filming of The Getaway in 1972. In 1973, while McQueen was shooting Papillon in Jamaica, McGraw visited him. Their highly publicized love affair ultimately led to marriage that same year, but the couple divorced in 1978. Number 48. Gorgeous Jane Kennedy was the Renaissance woman of the 1970s and 1980s. Jane Kennedy was a multifaceted talent who excelled in various fields during the late 70s and early 80s. She was not only a pageant queen, Miss Ohio 1970, but also a model, actress, sports broadcaster, TV personality, writer, and producer. Kennedy made waves in the sports journalism field, advocating for equal access for female reporters to male locker rooms. And she received recognition for her advocacy for African American rights, earning an NAACP Image Award in 1982. Number 47. Jungle Pam Hardy didn't know much about racing at first, but she knew how to turn heads. Jungle Pam Hardy became famous on the drag racing scene during the early 1970s. She joined Jungle Jim Lieberman's race team and, despite her lack of racing knowledge, became an attention-grabbing figure due to her stunning appearance. Number 46. Don't expect to see Dolly Parton's husband at one of her shows. He prefers to stay home. Dolly Parton's husband, Carl Dean, has remained mostly out of the public eye and avoids attending his wife's concerts. Dean says he becomes nervous when watching Parton perform and worries that she might make a mistake. This anxiety has led him to skip her shows for many years. Despite their differences in visibility, their marriage has endured since 1966. Number 45. Princess Diana in Bermuda in 1997. In this photo from 1997, Princess Diana enjoyed a relaxing moment on a beach in Bermuda, just months before her tragic passing on August 31st of the same year. After her divorce from Prince Charles in 1996, Diana worked on rebuilding her life, focusing on her philanthropic efforts, including AIDS awareness, and spending quality time with her sons, William and Harry. Number 44. British actress Elizabeth Hurley during her punk rock stage. Elizabeth Hurley, best known for her role as Vanessa Kensington in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, had a punk rock phase during her youth in the early 1980s. She embraced the punk scene with unconventional clothing, colored hair, and a pierced nose.
Does that make you horny?
Not now, Austin.
Number 43. English actress and model Caroline Munro was known for her many appearances in horror, science fiction, and action films of the 1970s. Caroline Munro gained fame through her appearances in several films, including horror and science fiction classics like Dracula AD 1972, Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter, and The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Her versatility as an actress made her an early scream queen, and she also had the honor of being a Bond girl in the 1977 film The Spy Who Loved Me. Number 42. As a teen, Madonna broke the rules and flashed the boys. During her teenage years in a Catholic school in Michigan in the 1970s, Madonna was known for her rebellious spirit. She was an exceptional student academically, but also indulged in rule-breaking behaviors like flashing the boys, performing cartwheels in the hallways, and pushing the boundaries. Number 41. Jane Seymour has been a Bond girl, but she's also specialized in historical characters. Jane Seymour, known for her role as a Bond girl in Live and Let Die, 1973, often gravitated toward historical roles throughout her career. She starred in period pieces like Somewhere in Time, 1980, and achieved fame as Dr. Quinn on the TV series Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Number 40. Stanley Kubrick and Miriam Carlin on the set of A Clockwork Orange, 1971. Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange, released in 1971, is a dystopian film based on Anthony Burgess's novel. The movie is known for its disturbing portrayal of a near-future Britain and its commentary on various societal issues. The lead character undergoes psychiatric experiments and conditioning as a supposed cure for delinquency. Number 39. Sexy Jane Mansfield was too hot to handle. She rose to fame as a Playboy playmate, pinup model, and actress, appearing in films like The Girl Can't Help It and Too Hot to Handle. Her personal life was equally sensational, marked by multiple marriages, alleged affairs with prominent figures, and her tragic death in a car accident at the age of 34 in 1967. Number 38. James Caan on the set of The Godfather during a break. James Caan was initially cast as Michael Corleone in The Godfather, but director Francis Ford Coppola insisted on Al Pacino for that role and switched Caan to play Sonny Corleone, Michael's hot-headed older brother. Caan's performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Number 37. American troops overseas got an eyeful when sexy Joey Heatherton took the stage. Joey Heatherton, a singer, actress, and dancer, was a prominent sex symbol in the 1960s and 1970s. She appeared on various television variety shows and joined Bob Hope on USO tours for over a decade. Number 36. Lovely actress Linda Carter in the early 70s. Linda Carter, best known for her role as Wonder Woman, initially aspired to be a singer and gained a beauty pageant title as Miss World America in 1972. While touring with the band, she transitioned into acting after being discovered by producers.
Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman.
Number 35. Lee Majors and wife Farrah Fawcett Majors looked effortlessly amazing while jogging in LA, 1977. Lee Majors, known as the $6 Million Man, and Farrah Fawcett Majors, famous for her role on Charlie's Angels, were a power couple in the 1970s. Number 34. Supermodel Christie Brinkley, 1978. Christie Brinkley's modeling career began unexpectedly when she was discovered while standing in line at the post office in 1972. This chance encounter led to her becoming a renowned model who graced the covers of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues 3 times and released 2 calendars dedicated to her. Number 33. Conrad Veidt, the original inspiration for the Joker from the 1928 film The Man Who Laughs. Conrad Veidt's portrayal of Gwynplaine in the 1928 film The Man Who Laughs served as the inspiration for the iconic character the Joker. Number 32. Marilyn Monroe at Santa Monica Beach, 1962. This poignant photo of Marilyn was taken in July 1962 by George Barris, just a month before her tragic passing. At the time, Monroe had recently divorced Arthur Miller, and while her career was thriving, she struggled with personal challenges. Number 31. Model actress Kelly LeBrock in the 1980s. LeBrock began her career as a model at age 16. She gained fame as the star of the film Weird Science and became an iconic figure of the 1980s. Number 30. Sam Elliott and Cher together in the movie Mask, 1985. Sam Elliott, who co-starred with Cher in the film Mask, 1985, was not just a fan of Cher's music, but also appreciated her as a person. He described her as one of the most outrageous and wonderful people he had ever spent time with. Number 29. The Runaways back in the 1970s. The Runaways were a remarkable all-female rock band with members like Joan Jett, Lita Ford, and Mickey Steele. Although they achieved fame and success with their music, the band eventually drifted apart, not due to animosity, but because each member wanted to pursue different musical directions. Number 28. Anne Frank and her sister Margot on a beach in Zandvoort, 1940. Before Anne Frank went into hiding, she lived a relatively normal life in Germany with her family. However, the rise of Hitler and the Nazis led the Franks to move to the Netherlands. Life took a dark turn for the Jewish family during World War II, ultimately resulting in Anne's diary detailing their experiences in hiding. Number 27. Stevie Nicks during a Fleetwood Mac concert with Christine McVie in the background. JFK Stadium, 1978. Stevie Nicks and Christine McVie, members of Fleetwood Mac, defied stereotypes about women in bands. They were not only essential to the group's creative force, but also maintained a strong friendship offstage.
Do you want me to say happy birthday, Warners, for your 21st birthday from all of us?
Number 26. Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta in a scene from Grease in 1978, and together again in 2018. Grease is a beloved film that transported audiences back to the 1950s. Olivia Newton-John initially had doubts about playing the role of Sandy, but was convinced by her co-star John Travolta. Number 25. The lovely Jamie Lee Curtis in the 1980s. Jamie Lee Curtis, known as the quintessential scream queen of the late 70s and early 80s, reinvented herself in the 80s, transitioning into comedy and other roles. Number 24. Madeline Smith Osborne as Pam in Urban Cowboy, 1980. Urban Cowboy had a significant cultural impact, popularizing Western wear and influencing fashion trends. While John Travolta's career continued to flourish, Madeline Smith Osborne eventually chose a different path, leading a quieter life away from the spotlight. Number 23. The Temptations looking groovy in 1964. The Temptations, one of the most legendary Motown acts, initially faced challenges before gaining popularity. Their versatility and ability to adapt to various musical styles eventually led to their success. Number 22. A young David Daniel Kaminsky, aka Danny Kaye, with a friend in 1915. Danny Kaye, born as David Daniel Kaminsky, rose to fame as an entertainer known for his singing, dancing, and comedic talents. He overcame humble beginnings and a stage mishap to become a sought-after performer. Number 21. Actress Joan Bradshaw walks her dog on Hollywood and Vine, 1957. Joan Bradshaw, a model, actress, and producer, was a glamorous figure of her time. After transitioning from acting to behind-the-scenes roles, she found success as a production manager and producer, contributing to films like Mrs. Doubtfire and Castaway. Number 20. The Rat Pack at the Sands in Las Vegas, 1960. The Rat Pack, consisting of Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, and others, epitomized coolness in the 1960s. They made bad behavior look good in their sharp suits and were a major attraction in Las Vegas. Number 19. Muhammad Ali with a young fan in a Florida diner in 1970. Muhammad Ali faced backlash during the 60s for his stance on civil rights and his refusal to participate in the Vietnam War. However, he made a triumphant return to boxing in 1970, and this heartwarming photo with a young fan showcases the enduring support he received from admirers. Number 18. Salvador Dali walking his anteater in Paris, 1969. Salvador Dali, known for his eccentricity and surreal art, had a penchant for spectacle. His love for anteaters, which he incorporated into his work as seen in a bookplate for André Breton, remains a mysterious aspect of his eccentric personality.
Puisque ça va être le sujet d'une conférence.
Number 17. The Beatles performed their last concert on the rooftop of Apple Corps in 1969. It was an iconic moment in musical history, showcasing their talent and camaraderie as a band. Number 16. Cesar Romero relaxing between scenes on the set of the Batman movie, 1966. Cesar Romero, known for his roles as Lotharios and gangsters, surprised many by portraying the iconic Joker on the 1960s Batman TV series. Number 15. The Cast of the Munsters, 1964. The Munsters is one of the most beloved all-American families to ever grace our TV sets. Sure, they were monsters, but they were impossible not to love. Number 14. Sonny and Cher's styling in New York City, 1973. Sonny and Cher's dynamic relationship, both on and off screen, endeared them to audiences. Their partnership, musical talents, and enduring friendship transcended their divorce, making them an iconic and unforgettable duo. Number 13. To boldly go where no man has gone before. William Shatner holds a strange yet familiar-looking rock in an episode of Star Trek from 1966. Star Trek, initially struggling in its early days, eventually gained popularity and a dedicated fan base. Number 12. Yvonne Craig as Batgirl tries on the suit. Yvonne Craig as Batgirl on the 1960s Batman TV show played a pioneering role as a female superhero on television. Her purple and yellow outfit, combined with her daring persona, broke new ground for women. Number 11. Elizabeth Montgomery during a photo shoot, 1970s. Elizabeth Montgomery, known for her role as Samantha on Bewitched, embodied the charming witch who could work wonders with a mere nose twitch. Number 10. Jaclyn Smith, Kate Jackson, and Farrah Fawcett, the original Charlie's Angels, 1976. Kate Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, and Jaclyn Smith graced our screens in 1976 as they worked for a private detective agency in Los Angeles under the mysterious Charlie's guidance. The show ran for 5 seasons from 1976 to 1981, and their unseen boss, Charlie Townsend, directed them via speakerphone. Critics dubbed it Jiggle TV as the Angels fought crime and seldom wore bras, with Farrah Fawcett becoming an instant sensation. Number 9. Actress Julie Ig looking swinging and hot. Next, we have the gorgeous Julie Ig, known for her role as the Scandinavian girl in the 1969 Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Though not one of the most famous Bond movies, Julie Ig left her mark on the franchise. In the 1970s, she even lived with the Beatles roadie Tony Bramwell before transitioning to a career in nursing back in Oslo, Norway.
Nothing unusual in a pretty girl sitting on the couch. So stay as long as you like. That is, if you don't mind being ignored.
Number 8. Naturally athletic, Linda Carter was a competitive swimmer in high school. Linda Carter, best known for her role as Wonder Woman, overcame childhood teasing and height-related challenges to become a competitive swimmer. Her athleticism and dedication contributed to her success as an actress, including her role on Battle of the Network Stars. Number 7. Jane Mansfield and her then-boyfriend, Mickey Hargitay. In 1956, Jane Mansfield and her then-boyfriend, Mickey Hargitay, dressed as Tarzan and Jane at a Halloween costume party. They were undoubtedly one of the hottest couples to ever don these iconic outfits. Jane, a Hollywood sex symbol, and Mickey, a former Mr. Universe of Europe and an acrobat, made quite the pair. Their daughter, Mariska Hargitay, later became the star of TV's Law & Order SVU. Number 6. Who remembers the famous Pepsi commercial starring Cindy Crawford? It was a simple yet unforgettable moment, with Crawford sipping a Pepsi at a gas station while wearing a white tank top and jeans. The commercial became an instant classic. In 2018, Crawford revisited her role, this time in a denim shirt alongside her son, Presley Walker Gerber. Number 5. Heather Thomas is the fall guy on Battle of the Network Stars in 1983. This event provided a platform for TV stars to engage in friendly athletic competitions, further showcasing their talents. Number 4. Nai Bonet. Now let's talk about Nai Bonet, a Vietnamese belly dancer, singer, and actress. She began her career at just 13 years old, headlining at the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas. Her claim to fame came in 1966 with the novelty song Jelly Bean, which featured plenty of belly dancing. Number 3. Anne Margaret, Sitting Pretty, 1970. Anne Margaret, the fiery red-headed beauty, made her mark in Hollywood with roles in iconic films like Bye Bye Birdie, Viva Las Vegas, and Grumpy Old Men. She was often dubbed the female version of Elvis and even recorded her rendition of Heartbreak Hotel. Number 2. Steamy Sophia Loren set her temptress trait aside for the 1977 film A Special Day. Sophia Loren, known for her sultry roles, delivered one of her best performances in the 1977 film A Special Day. Despite her sex appeal, the film delved into serious topics like women's roles in society and homosexuality, set against the backdrop of an historic meeting between Hitler and Mussolini. Number 1. Marilyn Monroe, an angel face with a wild side. Finally, we have the enigmatic Marilyn Monroe, the perfect blend of angelic beauty and seductive allure. While she could appear sweet and innocent, Marilyn had a wild side, as evidenced by her iconic nude centerfold in the first issue of Playboy, which stirred quite the scandal in 1952.
I'm terribly sorry to bother you, but I forgot the key to my front door, so I had to ring your bell. I feel so silly.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more exclusive content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell.